Hello, this is Dr. Melida Barrow, author of Unveiling the Illusion, and also the president of my organization. It's called Love, Truth, and Peace. And I'm also the Universal Peace Ambassador for Panama. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I have so much to share with you today. And actually, I am going to share one of the chapters of my book, and that is chapter 1, to be. Yes, to be. Are you ready to break through the barriers to discover who you really are? Then you are listening to the right audio. Let us all break through, unveiling the illusion, and discover who you really are on a beautiful journey. Unveiling the illusion gives the world what the world deserves, and that is truth. People are spiritually and mentally attacked at a young age. As they grow older, they become trapped with a mentality that impedes their God-given potential. The book not only illustrates in detail the restrictions we place on ourselves, but also emphasizes the forces that conspire to inhibit our gifts. It is designed to impact you so you can impact others. And this is why I would like to share chapter 1 with you today. It is so important that you know who you are, because not knowing who you are, you're going to keep going in circles. And when experiencing life, we discover the heartfelt truth of what we cannot control. Hopefully, over time, we evolve to the point of understanding the serenity of our decisions making, focusing on how we respond to circumstances rather than how we fall to them. Life happens. It is happening, and it will continue to happen to all of us. Universally speaking, less than often life's events are within our understanding, even less so within our control. That means that the only thing we can control is what we do with our life inherited as moments of time. How ironic is it that the things we have most control over, we exercise authority sparingly? In the end, the inspiration to the great in our lives can be found in a spark from one simple aspiration: our desire to be. Good, bad, or indifferent, our personal preference is irrelevant. All that life has to offer begin to pile up at our feet. Life proves to be a continuous cycle of recurring highs and lows. This balance is how the universe and nature works. Yet, in realizing that suffering is only temporary, we unveil our opportunity to make something positive out of any negative situation. However, this thought process and way of thinking can only be developed when you first understand the balance of experiencing life is focusing on your actions or to be. Although undesirable events will occur in life, they do not have to define you or permanently impair your growth. Only the belief there is nothing you can do about your situation will limit your potential for greatness. The only absolute and indefinite limitation in life are those self-imposed. You may not always favor your options, but you do have a choice. This is your life's journey, and you must experience it. Yes, you must experience it. Living life is seen in those who choose to demand first of themselves, then of others. These people have awakened to the change they wish to create. This small community of individuals within our enormous world will dare to be different. Now, bear in mind, I am not saying it will be easy. What I am saying is that if you truly want to be creative master of your life, you will have to do what is necessary to make it happen. Unfortunately, this involves doing one thing most people hate to do the most, and that is suffer. Yes, in those times, we must remember pain is only the beginning of wondrous things. After all, life is a process. Never let the idea of suffering keep you from being who you want to be. You want to get to the point in your life that no matter what happens, how many setbacks you encounter, or how much it hurts to be, will no longer be a question, but a state of mind representing the essence of who you truly are. Yes, who you truly are. You know, some circumstances will make it harder than others. There will also be people who will tell you what you can and cannot achieve in your life. In these times, you must ask yourself, do you define your life based on their lack of understanding or belief in your capabilities? How can they possibly know your limits when they do not know their own? People will tell you that you cannot achieve something, especially when it is something they cannot do themselves, or at least have never seen done before. If you can survive the psychological and emotional opposition, what remains is nothing less than greatness. I encourage you to embrace the suffering in the challenges you face as you grow into yourself. Remember, pain is only temporary and the beginning of things in life. The struggle you endure is what divine success feels like. Life is not measured by the destination of the road traveled, but the strength and courage to meet the road upon which one travels towards your desired destination. It is in nature that God meets with man. Remember this, a title isn't needed to establish your greatness. You are already great. You can feel your greatness in the energy of the world around you. There is a level of consciousness and understanding between man and nature. Yet, man will tell you without a title you have not fulfilled the requirements necessary to be considered what it is that you want to be. For example, it does not need a master. You do not need a master degree in art for you to become an artist. The moment you begin to draw feeling upon your imagination, pulling from the inspiration of the universe, you were an artist. You do not know, definitely you do not become an artist so that you can learn to draw. On the contrary, you are an artist so that you can learn to draw. On the contrary, you are an artist, and that energy is what draw from and why you draw. Remember, the piece of paper certificate that gives you a title is a tool used in a market for which it was designed by those who control it. Man has leased the land from nature and claim it for themselves. Creating titles, they say, are required to access greatness. But God is saying, and I'm following God, He is saying, you were already born great. Who would you believe? History is full of great authors, poets, musicians, and other forms of professions that attend man's great institution to become such. However, these institutions are nothing more than just that, an institution that was created to reconstruct the way man thinks. Now, I am not saying that getting additional knowledge from school is not necessary. But what I am saying, they are not necessary to access your greatness. Learning institutions help you develop upon your greatness, but they do not define it, nor do they create it. Your greatness in life, in anything that you decide to do, can only come from within when you decide to be great. We should never let any man hold the key for us to access something that can only come from within us. And that is our greatness that comes from God. As Malcolm X said, how can you thank a man for giving you something that is already yours? Do not wait for man to add value to your life. Please. You will be lost for the rest of your life while waiting on someone to give your existence purpose. Your life is not increase or decrease in value based on the accolades man believe you deserve. Part of the illusion is that many people today still believe there's a checklist that needs to be completed before they can consider it accomplished. The accomplishments in your life are based on your goals set for life by you. No one can add value to that or take it away. No one. No one should define who you are. Only you can do that. We must reset way we think. It is time to reboot your life, your mind. Return to our original self before being conditioned by man's purpose for our lives. You must tell yourself, the I am that I am created me to be great. You know, I am often reminded of a story about an elephant in Africa. For several years, it lived its life on its belly, tied down to a pole. So afraid to stand up because society has put in his head that he's weak. Imagine, for many years he stayed there, tied down and oppressed. One day the elephant did something it never dared to do before. It looked up. As long as the elephant kept his eyes towards the sky, it began to lift its trunk to the heavens. Slowly he felt a shift in the ground that began to shake his spirit. He felt the ground break and dared to do the impossible. He stood up. Yes, he did. As he stood up, the pole came out of the earth. The elephant was free. Yet the elephant stood the puzzle with a look on his face. He noticed something. He was not tied down anymore. The elephant was naturally and spiritually crippled for several years because man tied him down and made him believe he didn't have the strength to break free. He believed man knew more about his strength, courage, and intelligence than he did. You must realize that our heaviest burdens are those self-imposed. The elephant did not need man to loosen the ropes so that he can access his greatness. He was already great because he was born great. It is imperative that we are to be in order to achieve our greatness. Waiting on man is like suffocating or holding our breath until someone tells us to breathe. Why wait on man to give you something that is not theirs to give in the first place? Be as you were born to be, and that is boundlessly great. And that's why the message today is to be great. God created you to be great, not to be defeated. So it's time to lift your head up high like the elephant did and tell yourself, I am great. I am great. I am boundlessly great. Thank you very much. This is Dr. Melida Harris Barrow. I hope that I was able to impact you, and please go throughout this world and impact others. Again, this is Dr. Melida Harris Barrow, author of Unveiling the Illusion. This is from my chapter number 1, and that is to be. Enjoy your day, enjoy your evening, and may God continue to bless you and this earth. In order to purchase my book, you can go to Amazon.com or www.unveilingtheillusion. Know who you are. It is quite important.